Salam alaikum, my people. Salam alaikum. Welcome to another day, and it is another week. Alhamdulillah. Welcome back to another podcast episode. Um, we are back indoors today. We are back indoors today. The only reason why is because it was raining all night last night, and I was kind of like, I don't really know, man. And then plus, um, I'm fine, but then also though too, like I'm like, I don't know why my nose is runny today, but that's spring, man. That's spring. Um, Today is the last day of April, which is pretty insane. Um, that tomorrow's May, and that's 4 months down, and 8 more to go. Sick stuff, man. Sick stuff. But again, thank you guys for joining. I hope everything is okay. I hope you are doing okay. I hope you are all right. You and your families, thank you for taking the time out of your day to spend it with me. And yeah, hopefully, next week, inshallah, will be better weather and we go back outside and stay instead of staying in. But side, it don't hurt nobody once in a while. Stay inside. Those days are gonna come. Maybe I just be too lazy. But yeah, uh, last day of spring. Crazy stuff. Time's going fast, and enjoy your time. Enjoy your time. I hope that this month has been nothing but good to you. And if it maybe wasn't the best month for you, then hey, that doesn't mean you lose out on hope on what's coming. All right. Each day that passes, each day that we're being present, and being present is what matters most, despite how we may feel. All right. So keep high hopes for what's coming next in your life, because it's only gonna get better from here. Inshallah, it's only gonna get better. Uh, there's a few things I actually wrote for today's episode. Which, if you see me looking that they're in this direction, it's because I have my iPad here for my notes. All right, I'm not sitting on my computer anymore. I got my iPad to do that for me now. So we're good to go. We have notes up. In comparison to the last 2 weeks of me being outside, that was with what I had up here. And we're gonna try and take the iPad with us even outside, because there are some points that when I come up with throughout the week that I want to make sure I say, and then I want to make sure I say it in the way how I thought of it originally, instead of changing the words, altering it, just changing, and it doesn't come out maybe as fluid as I may have wanted, you know. But yeah, uh, for myself, let's see, quick recap. Yesterday I had off from work, back to back 3 day weekends. This is day 2 of my 3 day weekend. It was a short work week for me, 3 days. But yesterday, the only reason why I wasn't there is because I had jury duty. Your boy was summoned to go, and I literally spent about 8 hours, a whole work shift there, just sitting down. Dude, I went I went to the court. They sat us down in a waiting room, but for 3.5 hours I was sitting there, yo. For 3.5 hours, just sitting, not doing nothing. I'm like, bro, what? And then next thing you know, when it comes like 12 o'clock, they put on Kitchen Nightmares, Gordon Ramsay. I'm like, bro, don't try to freaking distract me from the fact that for 3.5 hours I'm literally sitting here. You guys haven't said a word. You guys just took the paper and that's it. Just sit here. Anyway, and then went from that to then they called out my group and we went to the actual courtroom. Yo, tell me how we get to the courtroom just for the judge to be like, hey, we're going to be taking a break now. All right. So, we're going to be taking a break now, an hour break, and we're going to resume. We're going to resume at 2 p.m. So I'm like, bro, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, you could leave, you could leave the building for the hour that you have. You got to go through security. You got to do this and that. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing all that. So I stood there for the hour, realizing that my phone is kind of like, I don't know how to, hold on. Okay. All right. Yeah, it was a little crooked and it was irking me. But, yeah. But nah, so then we get there. No, we get there. So he dismisses us for lunch. I'm sitting still in the building. I'm trying to kill time. Next thing you know, 2 p.m. comes. We go back to the courtroom. He's like, all right, we got a homicide case that's going to last 3 weeks. I'm like, bro, no. Immediately, I'm like, nah, I can't do that. And he's like, all right, if for whatever reason you cannot be here for this case, raise your hand. I was the first person to do it. Asking me why, I state my case. I'm like, yo, pretty much, if I do this, I'm committed to my job. I cannot be committed to this. It would be impossible for me to stay here throughout the duration of this case, because if I was to do so, I would get fired. And I don't want that for myself, and I hope that you would understand that. So then that after that, me pleaded my case type in the courtroom, you know what I mean? For not a homicide reason, Alhamdulillah, but you know what I mean? Put us back in the room where I waited for 3.5 hours in the morning. And just to wait another half hour. But the other half hour wait ended up paying off, because they were like, all right, you guys are dismissed for the next 6 years. So that's that. We got that over and done with. And yeah, man. So that's done. For anybody who got summoned, man, for jury duty or has coming up, oh man, I wish you guys nothing but the best. I hope you guys get dismissed as well. You guys get excused, because dude, that's not fun. And be prepared for pretty much your whole entire day to be dedicated just to that. Like, I was kind of hoping that, all right, maybe like by 1 I'll be at it. Nah, bro. Like I said, 3.5 hours of just nothing, just sitting there waiting. And then just to go upstairs, just to be told, all right, we're going to resume in an hour. So then that's like 4.5 going on 5 hours. Then to go up, you know what I mean? So it's a lot. That's a lot. But I hope none of you guys get to do that. Respectfully, though, and if there's any city official, government, if whatever, yo, man, I'm sorry, but like, you guys change it up, son. Like, why are you guys making that happen? And you got to be more understanding when it comes to people's jobs. Like, you can't leave. How do you expect us to be there for a set duration of the trial when we have a full-time job to provide for ourselves and our families? Like, nah, can't do that. Respectfully, cannot do that. But yeah, that's me ranting about a recent recap of my week, pretty much. All right. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. There's been every day, it's every day we wake up that we're a part of this life, we're gonna have different moods, right? We're gonna have mood swings. One day we're gonna be feeling this way, the next is something else. And I'm looking at my notes, and there's been a few days where I wanted to still talk about kind of relationship stuff, because that's what's been on my mind a lot. And it's something that, like, even just the thought of it in terms of my own personal experiences is something that I am progressing with as the time goes on. And just know that if you are on the same boat where, it's where if it's a breakup throughout a relationship, or if it's the no talking phase or the distance phase, or things kind of feel maybe not so, like, lovey-dovey as it once did, just know that take the breather, reassess, and go about it in the way that feels appropriate for yourself and for your partner. And just know that it isn't completely the end. All right. Just because you may be going through it, just because I may have had a different outcome, doesn't mean that you're going to have the same outcome. All right. For everybody is different. And just know that in life, life sometimes may go up against our wants, but life never goes up against our needs. Life only provides what it's needed for us. Life sometimes may go up against your wants, but it never goes up against your needs. Life only provides your needs for you at a time when you need it best. All right, so always keep that in mind. It's patience. It's something that, again, for myself a month ago and even past that, myself, I once was a person who put up a fight in wanting to control everything in my life. Um, I wanted to balance out a relationship I was in, balance that out with work, balance that out with family, balance that out with myself, balance that out with all the hobbies I do, the gym, script writing, wanting to do this project, wanting to do that, all this stuff that it took. And also though too, just thinking about the future. What can I do for this? What can I do for that? Hey, how can I set myself up for this? Can I do that? I'm not saying it's wrong. It's not at all wrong for you to be ambitious and wanting to be a hustler for the future, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But it happened to me, and I confidently say that it does happen to everybody, dude, where eventually there's so much stress that you were building up without you even realizing that you're going to fall. It's going to catch up to you. Um so that's why I'm just saying, like, something that you may want truly may not be what's best for you. That might not be truly what is needed for you for the next chapter of your life, the next step in your life. Some things come and go, but some things also just what you want is not something you're always going to get. Sometimes our wants get provided to us, but not always. And it's as much as it is as nice as it is to be able to get our wants, something that's much more valuable is our needs, what are needed to be done. And you know what life what life does, you know, for things that are needed to be done, sometimes it's very hurtful to go through. It goes literally directly up against what you want and what you have wanted, something to play out, something that you wanted to be, or you wanted it to go this different way, but you wanted it to go this type of way, but then life said no, and then it went this way. It's a painful thing. Sometimes it's stressful. Sometimes it's hard to digest and just to swallow. But that's just how it is. That's just how it be sometimes. And that's something that I myself, a month ago this time, was going through. So that's why I'm just bringing it up. That life sometimes may go up against our wants, but it never goes up against our needs. So try to keep that in mind. And like I said, every day that me and you both get blessed with to see and to be a part of with our family, just ourselves, to have this gift that we have, that we may take for granted, know that one day at a time. Each day is different. Each day presents its own blessings, its own challenges, it's going to, what's needed is you in any way, shape, or form that may be. Different versions of ourselves, whether we realize it or not. Though the days may feel the same, it demands a different side of us. Each day is different. The best thing that you could do, sometimes you may feel very, sometimes, you may feel very happy, hopeful, grateful for things, just happy. And sometimes, you feel very tired, you feel exhausted, you feel drained, sometimes you don't even know what you're feeling. You're just there. But that's the key. Feelings change over time. Feelings come and they go. But what's most important is that you are here. You are this and this are here, and you are present. And the fact that you have been chosen and gifted the opportunity that others haven't today to be able to wake up and be a part of it just only proves more and more, if you are doubtful, that you are here for a reason and that you are fulfilling your purpose. Think of it that way. Because there's many days that I've had where I let my brain up here sabotage the day from me. Where I beat myself up to the point so much mentally to where I gave myself like migraines, headaches. And I sabotaged the blessing that God gave me. And that was just to be a part of another day. But again, and you may have had those days too, but it's just something like those days are needed to happen in order to get us where we are now. Everything that we go through isn't a punishment. It's just to make us a better version of ourselves, only to guide us and project us towards where we are going. You feel me? But life be life, and sometimes. And as I mentioned earlier, of course everybody knows, some things come and they go. Some people come in and they leave. How I look at it like this is, certain people and certain things come into our lives and they leave, awakening something up, awakening up something in us. Everything has its purpose, whether we realize it in the moment or not. So don't be doubtful of the impact of the things that are in your life, because it could have a positive impact or it could have a negative one. Don't be doubtful of the things that we may indulge in, and that, or the people that we may be around, or the things we may be involved in, because expect the unexpected. It could go so many different routes for you. All right. But yeah, just like I said, some things aren't just meant to last forever. Sometimes things reach its limit, to where it cannot go past that anymore, and have to accept things as is. That's all. That's all. Now I'm running into a roadblock. Guys. This be happening a lot, so bear with me. But yeah. That's another thing that I could say. I have my notes here, but I'm trying to like word it properly. No, you see, so this is the thing, because I'm reading my notes, and now to go off of what I was just talking about. See how I said that some people or some things awaken something in us. My past relationship with the one I was with, I say in this moment of time, truthfully, that's what she did for me. She awakened a lot of stuff in me, but one thing I really want to focus on most here in this present moment is the fact that she made me feel. That may not make sense right now, but a while ago, when I was younger, for whatever reason, I used to think that I wasn't capable of feeling, that I was cold-hearted, or I don't even know how to explain it. It's just there were many times where I didn't feel much. I was just here. I thought that was something that I don't know, I might have just been stuck with. I don't want to say cursed with, but it's just something that I've been stuck with, and there were times when I was younger where I was like, hey, I don't really know if that's going to change or not. And I was always asking for that opportunity to feel. Then she came. She made me feel not just a true love for the first time, but love for the first time, but everything that came with it. But being present, going through the ups and the downs, caring for another, the actions, the everything that happens in a relationship. It was, it all the stuff that I felt. It proved to me then that, hey, I'm capable of feeling. I'm a human being. I have a heart. And throughout this time apart from me and her, it's only been, I've only been proving myself. It's only been proving it to myself more and more of everything that I've been feeling, and everything that I have felt ever about her in the relationship. It just, again, it proves to me more and more that it was so meaningful to not just my life, but to her, just ours. It was so meaningful and it was real. And I just want you to know that if you're on the same boat where you've broken up with somebody, or if you're on the same boat like that, go through what you have to go through emotionally. It's best to let it out instead of bottling it up, because letting it out is the only way you're going to properly heal. Do what you have to do that. Don't sabotage your own growth here, because it's a very, 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 man, being, oh man, like relationship stuff and having a lot of emotions being into play, broken hearts and all that. It is really like, it's so important to not let any emotion be bottled up. You got to let it out. But she proved to me that I was capable of feeling, and it proved the whole relationship, everything that has happened, it proved to me more that, hey, like, this had a meaning and that this changed me for the better. And like I said last week to her, and as I say now, I say thank you for being a very important person in my life and coming in and blessing upon me with what I have now today. And I know things may not have turned out to be how we may have hoped for and that we have planned originally, but I'm extremely grateful to have had that moment with you. And I take great honor in the fact that, hey, I was once loved by you. And I want you to know that you were loved by me. And hey, I tried to the best of my capabilities then. And that's it. I wish you nothing but the best, of course, again. And I thank you for changing me for the better, helping me grow. And again, it might have went up against our plans, but just know that for the both of us, it's only going to help us out for where we are going to in our lives next. And we may not be together on the same level anymore, but I'll always be rooting for you. And I can only hope that I've helped you become a better human being, a better individual as well. And yeah, it's forever love, forever will be. But again, just thank you for making me a better Ennis, a better human being. Thank you. But yeah, it's just sometimes you, like I said again, I feel like the whole theme, life goes up against your wants, but it gives you what you need. It may, life may take away the person that you really want, the relationship that you've been desiring of. But in a way, in exchange, it's a trade-off. It takes away that person or that thing you really wanted, but it gives you something that you have needed. And that thing that life may have given you, that the need that life may have given you, may be the thing you need to finally be able to have that in your life. Does that make sense? I hope it does. But I just know that from that experience, it is something that's only going to help me be better for the next time something of that nature comes into my life again. And that's why I'm just forever grateful for it, because no matter how much it hurt my heart and my mind and just my emotional being to go through, especially to break away from someone who I did love, for someone who I did grow feelings for someone that for the person that she was here and here, it was somebody that I wouldn't have minded, in another universe, somebody that I wouldn't have minded spending life with. It's just what happened is what happened. This is Allah's plan, but it's to make us better. It's not as a punishment, and it's not as a way for him to say to us that we aren't worthy of it. It's just hey, this is your learning experience. For next time, you'll be better people going into it, but also, hey, let's do things the right way, you know. And for my Muslim brothers and sisters out there too, listen, I don't say this in any disrespectful manner, and I'm not saying this in any judging way. All right, who am I to judge you? But if you're in a haram relationship, my brothers and sisters, please get rid of it. Please. That may not be what you want to do, but that's what's needed to be done. That's the theme for today. You got to do what's needed to be done. I'm not saying that haram relationships cannot turn halal, but when you keep indulging in the lifestyle that today's world and the culture is made so normal, it's ruining everything for you in the ways that you don't even acknowledge or see. It's ruining everything in the unseen for you. And I wouldn't want that for you. And that was something that when it came to a time in the relationship, it was eating at me. It was bothering me. Because I'm like, I'm continuing on my studies of the Quran and the religion. And I'm learning this and that. But I'm indulging and doing so with it in my relationship. It's like I'm receiving the knowledge, but then I'm being ignorant to it and I'm not following. And it was something that, listen, I'm not saying I'm the most super religious human being in the world. But it's just one of those things where I want to value deeply into my life and for my relationships. And I say this now, and I'm going to say this from this point on. I don't want it if Allah's not number one in it. If he's not present in the relationship, I don't even want it. I don't. It's just something I don't feel comfortable repeating it again. That whole thing, I can't do it. And anyway, that's besides the point. But if you're in the relationship, get rid of it. For the sake of Allah, get rid of it. And know that you give up something for the sake of Allah, He will reward you with something far much more better than you could possibly ever imagine. Inshallah. But let's just try. Let's try. I know it's nice to be in a relationship. It's nice to go and do things. It's nice to go do, you go on dates, you go do stuff with your girl, you go do stuff with your man. It's nice to have somebody on that level. Believe me, I say that because I never truly had that before. So it's something that was nice, but don't attach yourself to this life. Don't attach yourself to just this. Attach yourself to your dedication to God and for your well-being, not just for this life, but for the hereafter as well. That's so much more important. And just know that, again, for my brothers and sisters out there, Allah got us. Everything is for a reasoning, and He's most forgiving. So, of course, He will forgive you. He's capable of doing so. Don't just think that because, you're indulging in it doesn't mean that He can't forgive you. It's just that's the sacrifice right there. You know what I'm saying? You have to sacrifice that in order to receive that. But I'm not saying like I'm capable of doing the same things that He's capable of. No, I'm not. But it's just a thought. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be wrong for me to keep asking for forgiveness, but to keep indulging in it. It's like, brother, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? But what I wouldn't want you to do is the same how I did, was to keep indulging in something that you were willing to commit sins for, that you were willing to destroy yourself over, because it's just not worth it. Nothing in this world is worth losing God over. Nothing in this world and life is worth losing yourself over. You gotta choose a God. Choose Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he would make the way out for you. He would guide you to the person that you are meant to be with, that he has written out for you, and he will guide you to the places where you need to be in your life. 100,000%. All right, so have trust in him and have patience in the plan. And yeah, listen, I'm not at all like, I'm not at all saying like, oh my God, like, that how do you expect to meet people if you're not dating, whatever. It's just, I myself, for the next time, I'm going to try to do it in a halal way. I'm going to try my very best, because I just don't want to repeat the same things again. And I hope that with your relationship to you and Allah, that you are on the same page as well, inshallah, because it will only better yourself for the hereafter. The reward in the hereafter is the most important thing, and it's far much more greater than it would possibly ever be here in this dunya. All right, we have to give our all to him, and please don't underestimate his capabilities, because he's the only one that's capable of blessing upon us whatever we may ask for and whatever we may need, and more, at his will and from his mercy and love for us. He's the only one that's capable of doing so. All right. And like I said, regardless of what you're going through in life, not even just the relationships, my guys, but sometimes, hey, in life we have our highs, we have higher highs, and as much as we may have highs and higher highs, then we have lows and lower lows, and guaranteed, I feel, at once in everyone's life, you feel at a point in time you reach rock bottom. Regardless of what we're going through, what I want to say from me to you is just heal. Take all the time that is needed for you to heal, whether it's mentally, spiritually, emotionally, your relationship with God, whatever it is. Take the time to heal. Heal so that way, when something tries to come into your life, you embrace it, you let it in. And the same goes for when someone that comes into your life that tries to love you, you accept the love and you let them love you. You could just embrace it again. I would hope that you heal so much to where, hey, you're content with yourself. You're grateful for everything in the experience. And so that way you don't sell yourself short from anything that's coming into your life. You don't reject you don't reject something that is truly meant for you. You don't pass up on that thing that could lead you to where you always wanted to go. You don't pass up on the person that could be the one for you. In other words, this is simply trying. Try to heal. Try to give up one thing and substitute it for another. Try to work on yourself up here and here, spiritually. Try to work on yourself every single day to make yourself just a better human being. And love comes truly from yourself. You have to love yourself first in order to receive the love that you have always been in desire of and in longing for from someone else. All right. So heal. Take all the time you need to heal. Cut out what you got to cut out, and build the brick by brick in terms build brick by brick and what you want and what you may, your wants and what you may need for yourself in order, you know what I mean? Oh, I feel like I'm like gibberish right now, but heal, take the time for you, love yourself, and get to know yourself truly from the inside and out before you go on and before you go and do that for another person. Yeah. You got to know you. You got to know you, before you could go and get to know somebody else. Get to want to know their values, their all. You have to know what your values are. You have to know what you want to know who you inspire to be. You want to know, what your interests are and what you like and dislike and X, Y, and Z. You gotta know you 100%. And yeah, that's why, again, that whole thing is a day by day thing. That's just life. We're not going to know all of this information on day one. No, we're not. But it will come a time to where eventually you start. I feel like this whole thing is a whole puzzle. And throughout the time that we have here in this life, we're putting the pieces together. So just try to do the best that you could. Try to do the best that you could, man. But prioritize your relationship with God, because that is truthfully the most, like, that's the best way out for you, him. So give your all to that, and he will give his all, which his all is far much more greater than our all, in return. All right. Allah says in the Quran, take a few steps towards him. Forgive me, I think it is take 10 steps towards him, or take a step towards him and take 10 steps towards him and he takes 10 steps running back. Walk towards him, he comes running back to you, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. And that right there is a beautiful thing. And I say that your relationship with God is very important, because throughout the times where I may have ever been caught up in the worldly life of this dunya, everything that has happened from this life without him, without incorporating him in it, it wasn't the best at all. In comparison to things that when I incorporated life with him, it ended up working out for the better. But again, without those times, without our experiences, we wouldn't be we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those times then. But what we learned then is what we carry into for the future, to not repeat, and to, hey, we learned, so we're going to do this thing differently. We're going to approach it in a different way, in a better way, and let's try and have a better outcome. You know what I mean? So yeah, don't beat yourself up don't beat yourself up along the way. All right. Protect and shield your mind and your soul and your heart away from the negativity and evilness that may be around you with or without your knowledge. Protect yourself from the own thoughts you may project up here, because words have so much meaning that, again, like how I've once done to myself, you don't want to sabotage anything for yourself. You don't want to let the day that God has given you to be a part of be wasted on yourself, overthinking everything, having so much anxiety, being, and in cases, depressed over things, regretful. It's just not worth it. Don't stress out when you have him that has already written out everything for you, and that is with you at all times and is wanting to help you. Some people may say, but oh, then why would he make me feel this way and that? Why would he have me go through this? Everything is a test, and our response is very important to it. And Allah says in the Quran that there's, throughout this dunya, throughout this life, we're going to be tested. Everything comes down to our response. I understand that, some things, honestly, that everybody goes through, it's not easy. But just know that it's not just as, oh, he's punishing you. No, it's just to help you realize, hey, you're not doing it alone. Choose him. No matter what you're going through, no matter where you are in life, just choose him and he will make the way out for you. Rely upon him and he will deliver. He's the only person of delivering. All right? Like, don't make the mistake that I may have once been guilty of just not seeing him the way I see him now. All right. So, like I said, this podcast, it's something I bring up from my life experience. So that way, in hopes of you not repeating the same that I have done. And in hopes that also, too, you can see some things differently. All right. I'm saying all right a lot. Like, I don't know. But what you cannot do is you cannot build your life on what ifs. You can only build your life on the things that are actually happening and the things that are actually around you in this current moment now. Of course, you could have the thought of, hey, like, imagine what if this just takes off and boom, we're set. Again, there's nothing wrong with having the ambitious mindset, you think of everything in like, oh, the best outcomes. There's nothing wrong with it, but you cannot you can't build a life on what ifs. You have to build your life on the steps and the actions you take from this point on, because the actions and the steps that you take from this point on now is what will actually make the what ifs possible. And again, it's one day at a time. It's better to take the baby steps and having one huge gigantic step and then there's no progress being made after that, or you take one step but then you lose balance and you fall. The baby steps is what's going to get you to the grand finale. Have patience and trust that it is all going to work out. And yeah, that's all I can say. That's all I can say. Another thing too, because it's a thought I had for this podcast. I'm actually thinking about going around and doing like one question interviews with people just randomly, just to see, I don't know, maybe just some different content ideas to try and just change it up instead of this channel just being just me. I don't know, just to bring some different type of videos and hear different type of content along with the same things, as therapy and stuff, and just talking about our experiences, but just switching it up. So I'm thinking about it. Well, that stuff is gonna have to be done most likely next week. I'm not too sure. But yeah, we'll see. But I've been thinking about it, but I want to do it to try and switch it up again, and we'll see with the feedback on that and just how it does. But yeah. Uh, check, 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 check. Everything that I have written on my notes is everything that I have spoken of today, guys. So we have reached the end of this episode. We have reached the end of this episode. Alhamdulillah for it. Thank you guys again for joining me for another episode and being a part of this. Alhamdulillah for another week. And it's kind of it's me closing out April in terms of the channel, because all month actually we have been uploading. And for what I wanted to say to April, what I would want to say as my goodbye to April is to April, thank you for blessing upon me growth. Just growth. Literally, that's all I have to say to this month. Growth. Every day has been, there's pretty much like a roller coaster of emotions of, days feeling like this, days feeling like that. But as each day went on, again, it was each day that went on with me healing, with me getting over it, with me becoming a better version, with me having time to self-reflect and, hey, I acknowledge my fault here, or I acknowledge this, let's try to switch it up next time, or hey, I acknowledge my fault, as I just said, but let's try to do better for the next time, you know what I mean? Let's not repeat that again. So yeah, again, to April, thank you for all the growth that you have presented and blessed upon me with at this point in my life. And again, I hope you guys had a great month too, and I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And yeah, I will see you guys next week, inshallah. And yeah, guys, enjoy your day. Go tell that someone you love them. Go tell your family you love them, your parents, your siblings, your aunt, uncle, grandparents, your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Go tell them you love them. And even to all you people watching, I love you. You guys have a special place here. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next week, inshallah. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for hearing me up. And I hope that this video, I hope it helped you in any way that it was needed. Even if it's just one person, I'm very, very grateful for that. And I hope that what I said didn't mislead you in the wrong directions. That's not what I want to do. But yeah, catch you guys next week. See you. Knicks to 6.